Hi guys, and welcome to another Microsoft Flight Simulator video. It's been a while with large updates to the sim causing a few issues and the holiday season, but it's good to be back. And you might say, where are the aeroplanes? At the moment we've got some ships. Well, I thought it'd be good to look at a couple of unusual add-ons, and the first one is controllable ships, which is an interesting notion for a flight simulator. But it gives the opportunity to pilot your own ship and be in the sim in a controllable ship. It's from flightsim.to and it's freeware, and it comes with a package of 20 plus ships. We're also looking today at the Jetpack from Touch and Cloud. And there it is. We're on the hard deck simulation carrier, and we're going to take off. We're just outside Gibraltar, and we're going to go and have a look at Gibraltar Harbour and a look at some of the shipping that is in the package, which I've recorded using JoinFS to stack up several ships so we can look at a few. Great smoke effects there from the Jetpack, and it's early morning, and fantastic view of the smoke and the sunrise. Before we get over to the harbour, let's just have a look at the hard deck simulation carrier. But we've got a couple of ships from the package, the controllable ships, and they're overdubbed journeys. And we zoom over to our Jetpack, and we're approaching the rock of Gibraltar as the sun comes up. Very controllable once you get it in a cruise. We saw an AI ship there with a wake effect, which was rather good. We're going to pass over the airport and towards the harbour, and we're in cruise mode. There's different modes with this add-on, and they're set by using the flap settings. There's a hover mode, stable mode, cruise mode, and shoot mode, parachute mode. And once you're in cruise, I mean, you can get up to about 200 knots, and it's quite stable. It is quite difficult to transition between the different modes, and it's difficult to land without falling over. So we've got a carrier group here, which is 3 ships from the 2 frigates and a carrier from the package. Very highly detailed, and they're moving within the sim at the moment. So they're on their own particular journeys, and we're looking at them from the Jetpack, which is quite a good vantage point. And it's early morning. We've got some night lighting on this cargo ship, which is highly detailed. And it's making its way slowly past the harbour, so we should see that progress as we work through the video. Now, the video was called Jetpack Landings, Carrier Landing, and that's at the end. So for those of you who just want to see how I did manage to land the Jetpack, that's at the end of the video. But now we're just over the harbour. Some dramatic lighting from the rising sun, and the remnants of the smoke effects from the Jetpack, which you can see there. The smoke seems to kick in as you open the throttle at a certain level. You start to see the smoke effect, and as you know, it persists quite a long time within the sim, so you can sort of see your track. Here come that carrier group into the harbour. 2 of the ships are coming in. One of them is going alongside the quay, and they're controlled and recorded in JoinFS. They're sort of doing 20 knots, something like that. You can steer them with the rudder, and the throttle is effectively the forward speed. And there, the 3 ships are now into the harbour area, and our Jetpack is cruising around harbour area. You may be thinking that this jetpack looks a little bit unreal and not practical. I've attached a couple of videos which you may not have seen of Jetman Dubai, some YouTube videos where you see a rig very similar to this in use in real life, and it gives some sort of credibility to this this add-on, and well worth a look. We've gone into hover mode now, and we managed it, and we did get a bit wet there while I was telling you about Jetman Dubai, but we're hovering. The carrier is coming into dock, and the cruise liner is stock image for Gibraltar within the sim. We're hovering now. We're actually pretty much stationary. It's the ship that's moving, and we can hover over the deck. Sadly, we can't land because it's not a hard surface, but we can let the ship pass us by. And now we're going to try and transition into cruise mode. You can see it's a little bit difficult. You've got to get some speed as you change the mode, and it's just a little bit twitchy as you get into full flight. You can see that cargo ship has made its way down from where we saw it earlier, and the fishing boat there that's also part of the group flight. We saw a ferry earlier as well. So I've got a half a dozen boats moving around the scene. We're just, as we go out and get some speed and get the smoke effect going again, you can see the cargo ship we passed earlier, and as the sun comes up the lighting's changing and it's all looking good. So it's about time we had a look at the rock up in close-up. So there's plenty of power on this thing, so we'll hit the throttle and get up at some altitude and have a close swing by the rock. The other side of the rock's the airport, the harbour's there on our left hand side, and you can see that in cruise mode it's great for looking around the scene, because you can get close and control where you're going. Maybe you're going a bit fast, but for an overall view it's really good, and for looking at a scene like this, it's a great add-on. It's just a load of fun, and when I first saw it I thought, well, that's a bit far-fetched, but no, these things exist and are in use, so why not try it? You see the sun hitting the cloud bank there. Very interesting weather here today in Gibraltar. We can see the two stock cruise liners there, our famous cargo ship, and the ferry in the distance there. So we'll take a loop past that and overfly the ferry, and drop some altitude and just have a close look. You get about 15 minutes worth of fuel, especially if you're going to enjoy the smoke effects. There's the ferry there, and out in the distance there is the hard deck simulations carrier, which we're approaching now. So 15 minutes is enough for this video, and we're going to transition again into hover, which is quite hard to do. You've got to drop the speed before it'll engage that hover mode. Once in hover mode, it is actually quite controllable with the joystick, but what I found is that I'm unable to land in that mode. If I drop the throttle to lose some altitude, I either fall backwards or forwards on the deck. So I've worked out that the best way of landing is to use the parachute. So we'll get some altitude, enough to open the chute, and the chute is steerable. You see the green joined by a couple of ships there. And we'll try and land on the hard deck simulation, because it's got a hard deck and we can land on it. So the drone chute opens, the main chute. We can control it. You can see there's a bit of an animation of holding the toggles, and we should be lined up pretty much with the middle of the boat, and let's see if we can land. And we didn't fall over. That's brilliant. And I think he's quite pleased with himself. Let's have a look. Yeah, he's still upright. Let's have a look at that from the deck of the carrier. So we're looking up from a fixed position, gaining some altitude, and when we're happy we hit the 4th stage of flaps, and the drone chute should open, and the main chute, and we're on our way down. So with a bit of luck he should be landing in front of us, standing in the right place. It goes into a sort of auto mode once the chute's open, and you can't control the throttle. There is an amount of jet propulsion, just enough to slow you down, but it's all automatic and lands us safely. It looks a little bit like he might have broken both legs with that landing, but at least he's there. And ships are passing us there. I'll leave you with the overview of the carrier group off Gibraltar. I fully recommend the controllable shipping, especially when they're working on wake effects, because they're not there at the moment, and there's no bridge or cockpit, the cockpit equivalent of a bridge, but that's going to come. And I just think for exploring scenery or setting up scenes like this, it's just, you know, it's not a boat sim, but it does add to the scenic value of this wonderful sim. So I'll leave it there. I'll catch you soon, guys. Bye.